To see that the conflict is not just about winning or losing, but about understanding and growth. In moments of conflict, it's also crucial to stay grounded in your own sense of purpose and values. When you rise above conflict, you don't lose sight of who you are and what you stand for. Many people, when faced with opposition or criticism, become defensive and reactive. But when you maintain a clear understanding of your own values, you can engage with conflict from a place of clarity rather than emotional reactivity. You are not shaken by every disagreement or differing opinion because you know who you are, and you don't need to prove yourself to others. Rising above conflict means that you remain anchored in your truth without feeling the need to defend or justify it to anyone. A powerful aspect of rising above conflict is learning the art of forgiveness. Holding on to anger, resentment, or grudges only keeps you tied to the conflict, preventing you from moving forward with peace. Forgiveness is not about excusing bad behavior or letting someone off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional weight of the situation. When you forgive, you release the grip that the conflict has on you, and you take back your peace. It's a conscious choice to not allow the actions of others to control your emotional state or your sense of self. By rising above conflict and practicing forgiveness, you elevate yourself, moving from a place of emotional turbulence to one of emotional freedom. Rising above conflict also requires emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize and manage your own emotions and to empathize with the emotions of others. Instead of seeing conflict as something to win, you begin to see it as an opportunity for connection and understanding. When you approach conflict with empathy, you can listen to the other person's perspective without feeling threatened or defensive. You understand that their emotions, thoughts, and actions come from their own experiences, and that may not always align with your own. Rising above conflict means being able to hear others without reacting, to see them as human beings with their own struggles rather than seeing them as adversaries. Another critical element of rising above conflict is knowing when to walk away. Not every conflict is worth resolving, and not every person is worth engaging with. Sometimes the best way to rise above conflict is to simply remove yourself from a toxic or unproductive situation. This is not about avoiding challenges, but about recognizing when further involvement would only deepen the tension or harm your peace. Knowing when to disengage is a sign of wisdom, not weakness. It's about protecting your energy and not allowing yourself to be caught in unnecessary drama. By choosing to step away from conflict when necessary, you maintain your integrity and avoid getting entangled in a situation that detracts from your well-being. Rising above conflict involves a shift in perspective. It requires you to move away from the desire to be right or to win. Instead, focus on finding resolution and peace. Conflict often arises when two or more people are entrenched in their own beliefs and desires to be validated. But rising above it means being willing to let go of the need to dominate the conversation or to impose your viewpoint on others. Instead, you seek understanding. You look for common ground, even in the midst of disagreement. Rising above conflict is not about being passive or avoiding difficult conversations. It's about approaching them with maturity, wisdom, and an openness to growth. In the end, rising above conflict is an act of personal empowerment. It's about choosing not to be controlled by the circumstances around you, and instead choosing to act from a place of inner strength and emotional intelligence. It's about maintaining your peace and staying true to your values, no matter what is happening around you. When you rise above conflict, you take control of your emotional state, your responses, and your life. You stop allowing external circumstances to dictate your happiness, and instead, you create a life where peace, understanding, and resilience are the guiding forces. Growing through discretion is the ability to make intentional, thoughtful decisions about where to invest your time, energy, and resources. It's the practice of exercising wisdom in how you engage with the world and the people around you, knowing that every interaction, every choice shapes your path forward. Discretion is not about withholding, being secretive, or being overly cautious. Rather, it is the discernment to choose what aligns with your values, goals, and long-term vision while avoiding things that may distract, drain, or derail you from your purpose. When you grow through discretion, you begin to recognize the power of selective engagement. Not every opportunity needs to be seized, not every conversation needs to be had, and not every person needs to be entertained. Discretion allows you to be more selective in where and how you invest your energy. The more discerning you become, the clearer it becomes that not every invitation to engage is worth accepting. Growth happens when you understand that not all experiences, relationships, or distractions will contribute to your overall development. Some may, in fact, pull you away from your true purpose, cloud your judgment, or drain your emotional and mental resources. By being selective and intentional, you protect your peace and foster growth in areas that truly matter. Discretion also teaches you the value of timing. Knowing when to speak and when to remain silent, when to act and when to wait, is a critical aspect of growth. Too often, people rush to react or respond without considering the consequences of their actions. Growing through discretion involves learning patience, understanding that timing is key to success. Sometimes waiting for the right moment to take action, to express your thoughts, or to make a move in your career or relationships is the most powerful choice you can make. Timing allows you to avoid unnecessary conflict, make more strategic decisions, and ensure that your actions have the desired impact. An important aspect of growing through discretion is learning the power of saying no. This is not a rejection of opportunities, but rather a conscious decision to protect your time, focus, and energy. There will always be demands on your time and attention, but discretion allows you to say no to what doesn't serve you, to what distracts you from your goals, or to what compromises your values. The ability to say no with confidence and without guilt is essential for personal growth because it frees you up to say yes to what truly matters. When you make the deliberate choice to protect your resources, be it your time, energy, or emotions, you create the space to pursue your true passions and grow in meaningful ways. Growing through discretion also involves the cultivation of emotional intelligence. It's the ability to choose your responses thoughtfully, based on awareness of both your feelings and the feelings of others. In any given situation, discretion allows you to pause and reflect before reacting. You can take the time to assess whether responding in a certain way will contribute to the situation or escalate it unnecessarily. This level of emotional maturity enables you to engage with others in a way that fosters respect, understanding, and compassion, rather than impulsively defending yourself, reacting in anger, or being influenced by external pressures. As you grow through discretion, you begin to see that not every conversation or disagreement needs to be resolved immediately. Sometimes letting things be or giving them time to unfold leads to more clarity and wisdom. Discretion encourages you to practice restraint, to pause before speaking, and to think deeply about the implications of your words and actions. In a world that often encourages quick reactions and hasty decisions, discretion offers the opportunity to pause and gain perspective before moving forward. This approach leads to better decision-making, improved relationships, and a more thoughtful, purposeful life. Discretion is a key factor in maintaining healthy boundaries. By exercising discretion, you become more mindful of who you allow into your inner circle and how much of yourself you choose to share with others. Not every person needs to know everything about you, and not every relationship is meant to be deeply intimate or revealing. Discretion helps you maintain a balance between openness and privacy, ensuring that you protect your personal space and emotional well-being while still engaging meaningfully with those you trust. Growing through discretion also requires developing the ability to assess the long-term impact of your decisions. In a world full of immediate gratification, it can be easy to make choices based on short-term comfort or convenience. But true growth comes when you make decisions based on the long-term benefits they will bring to your life. Discretion allows you to weigh the consequences of your actions, understanding that what may seem appealing in the moment could have lasting effects on your personal growth, your relationships, or your overall well-being. By considering the broader picture, you ensure that your decisions align with your vision for the future rather than getting swept up in the momentary allure of distractions or superficial desires. Another key aspect of growing through discretion is the ability to learn from experience. As you encounter various situations in life, discretion helps you reflect on past experiences and apply the lessons learned. When you are able to discern what worked and what didn't in previous interactions or decisions, you can adjust your approach moving forward. Growth becomes a continuous process of refining your ability to make better choices, avoid mistakes, and evolve based on the knowledge and wisdom you've accumulated along the way. Growing through discretion is about cultivating a life of intentionality and purpose. It is about taking the time to reflect, assess, and choose wisely, rather than being swept along by the demands or pressures of others. It is about recognizing that your time, energy, and emotions are valuable resources and that you have the power to direct them toward things that will elevate you and help you grow. The more you practice discretion, the more you protect your personal peace, enhance your emotional intelligence, and make choices that bring you closer to the person you are meant to become. The power of discretion is one of the greatest tools we have in our journey toward personal growth. It is the silent force that guides us to make wiser decisions, to protect our time and energy, and to respond with clarity rather than reaction. As we grow through discretion, we begin to realize that our greatest strength lies not in the decisions we make impulsively, but in the wisdom of those we make deliberately and thoughtfully. Remember, life is not about being everywhere, doing everything, or pleasing everyone. It's about being present, being intentional, and guarding your peace. Each choice, each moment of restraint, each moment of discernment lays the foundation of a life lived with purpose, depth, and integrity. The power of discretion allows you to say no when necessary, protect your boundaries, and focus on the things that truly matter without being swayed by distractions or external pressures. So, as you move forward, understand that growth is not just about the things you do, but also about the things you choose not to engage with, the moments you choose to pause, and the wisdom you gather along the way. Trust your ability to make decisions with discretion, and know that each choice brings you closer to the person you are meant to be. Your time, energy, and peace are precious. Don't give them away lightly. Embrace the power of discretion, with the understanding that true growth comes from knowing when to act, when to wait, and when to walk away. Your journey is yours to create, and the power of discretion is one of the most powerful tools you can wield to shape it. For within that choice, within that careful consideration, lies the power to not just exist, but to truly live. To live with intention, with purpose, and with a deep understanding of your own inherent worth. Consider the metaphor of a garden. You wouldn't plant every seed you find, nor would you allow weeds to choke the life from your carefully cultivated blooms. You would discern, you would choose, you would nurture only those plants that contribute to the beauty and abundance of your garden. Discretion is your gardener's trowel, allowing you to cultivate the life you envision, carefully removing the distractions, the negativity, the things that do not serve your highest good. It's about understanding that your energy is a precious resource. It's not limitless, it's not inexhaustible, and it shouldn't be squandered on things that diminish you. Think of it like a river. You can allow it to meander aimlessly, dissipating its power, or you can channel it, directing its flow towards the things that nourish your soul, the goals that fuel your passions, the relationships that uplift and inspire you. Discretion is the dam that allows you to control that flow, ensuring that your energy is used wisely and effectively. And what about the voice within? The quiet whisper that sometimes gets drowned out by the noise of the world. Discretion is learning to listen to that voice, to trust your intuition, to recognize the difference between a fleeting impulse and a true calling. It's about having the courage to follow that inner compass, even when it leads you down a path less traveled. Even when it means saying no to opportunities that look good on paper but feel wrong in your heart. This isn't about becoming isolated or detached. It's not about building walls around yourself. It's about creating healthy boundaries, defining the space where you thrive, where you can be your authentic self without feeling the need to constantly defend, explain, or justify your choices. It's about recognizing that you are worthy of respect, worthy of kindness, worthy of a life filled with joy and fulfillment. So embrace the power of discretion. Use it wisely, use it intentionally, and watch as your life begins to transform. Watch as you become more confident, more resilient, more at peace with yourself and the world around you. Remember, the journey is yours and yours alone to shape. And with discretion as your guide, you have the power to create a masterpiece. A life where your actions align with your values, where your choices reflect your deepest desires, and where your spirit remains unburdened by the unnecessary weight of negativity and distraction. Think of the great artists, the visionaries, the individuals who have left an indelible mark on the world. They didn't achieve greatness by scattering their energy in every direction. They honed their skills, they focused their efforts, they cultivated their talents with unwavering discretion. They understood that true mastery comes from dedicating yourself to the things that truly resonate with your soul. And what about relationships? Discretion plays a vital role in building and maintaining healthy connections. It's about knowing when to share, when to listen, and when to offer support without overstepping boundaries or compromising your own well-being. It's about choosing your words carefully, speaking with kindness and empathy, and avoiding the pitfalls of gossip, judgment, and unnecessary drama. Discretion also extends to the way you interact with the world at large. It's about being mindful of your impact, considering the consequences of your actions, and striving to live in a way that is both ethical and compassionate. It's about recognizing that you are part of something larger than yourself, and that your choices have the power to ripple outwards, affecting not only your own life, but the lives of others as well. This journey of discretion is not always easy. There will be times when you are tempted to stray from your chosen path, when the allure of instant gratification or the pressure to conform becomes overwhelming. But it is in these moments that your commitment to discretion will be tested. And it is in these moments that you will have the opportunity to reaffirm your values and strengthen your resolve. Remember, this is your life. You are the artist, the architect, the author of your own story. And with discretion as your guide, you have the power to create a life that is not just successful, but also deeply meaningful and fulfilling. A life that is a true reflection of your authentic self, a masterpiece that you can be proud to call your own. So, embrace the power of discretion and begin creating the life you were born to live. And as you continue on this path, remember that discretion is not a destination, but a journey. It's a practice, a skill that you hone over time through experience, through reflection, and through a deep commitment to your own personal growth. There will be moments when you stumble, when you make choices that you later regret. But these moments are not failures. They are opportunities. Opportunities to learn, to adapt, to refine your understanding of what truly matters. Opportunities to forgive yourself, to let go of the past, and to move forward with greater wisdom and compassion. And as you grow, as you evolve, as you become the person you are meant to be, remember to share your gifts with the world. Use your discretion to discern where your talents can best be used, where your voice can make the greatest impact, where your actions can create positive change. Because ultimately, discretion is not just about protecting yourself. It's about empowering yourself to live a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. A life where you are aligned with your values, connected to your purpose, and deeply at peace with who you are. A life that is, in every sense of the word, a masterpiece. And that, my friends, is a life worth living. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. We're constantly exploring ways to help you live a more intentional, fulfilling life, and we wouldn't want you to miss out on any of our future videos. Hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted whenever we upload something new. Thank you for being a part of this community, and we look forward to hearing from you in the comments.